Good evening, friends. It's me, Gabe LT. My microphone's way over on the other table. I might sound a little funny. Let me grab that because what I want to do for you guys tonight is do some drawing on stream over on my desk over there. So I got a camera set up. I'll show you real quick. Let's see, camera. Does anyone want to watch this? I want to show you guys a new technique that one day. Okay, it's pretty dark, but I'll flick the light on real quick. That one David Williams showed me about using a light table and stuff to find balance in my drawings. So, and I found it so dang useful. So let me, there's all kinds of people here. I didn't even notice. Oh, wow, that was fast. Shanth is here. Cranberry Langer is here. Langers. Cranberry Langers. I went out and bought some watermelon juice. I never drink fruit juice because it's like pure sugar. Let me switch the camera back. Because of your name. Your name sounded so delicious and refreshing. So I have some Simply watermelon juice in the fridge right now because Noi Jatat is here. Keely Chow is here. Leg Kick One is here. Shanth is here again. Oh, I'm gonna invite you in, my friend. Copy the clipboard. This is we're gonna be on again tomorrow night doing what's it called? They Live. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So go over to Twitter, Mr. Shanth, and check your I'm gonna slide into your DMs. And don't tell Lauren. This is the late night DM slide. I'm gonna text Sean right now. You up? Just kidding. I'm so glad I did not date in the whole Twitter, Facebook, social media age. I'm just glad. I'm glad I had a teenage pregnancy and I was an 18-year-old father. That way I didn't have to put up with any of this whippersnapper nonsense of dating in the modern age. Just statistical zero, who I beat on the professionals my first week out as a CGer in that match game. Remember that on Graham's thing? I barely beat you. You were kicking my butt in the beginning, and somehow I came back. I think they rigged it for me. Angela Curry's here. Jeremy Burtz is here. Who else is here? Anthony Perrone is here. Oh, Steven Seagals. That's absolutely true. Yes, all the friends here. Fear Lantern. Ooh, I like that. I worked on a lot of Green Lantern comics. I did a lot of them. And Statistical Zeros here. What do you guys think of my little wrong one. My little friends right here that I put on this overlay. I have different overlays I built. One of my favorite ones is my Jean-Claude Van Damme spinning head. I think I have one that spins. But I'll wait for Sean to get in. And then once he comes in, we'll make a little chit chat. And then I'll head over to the drawing board. And, we can, and I have my iPad over there so I can try and read the chat because you guys are the fun of all this. It's a lot of fun. Here he is. Here he is. Not to be confused with Nosferatu. It's Nosfero painting Nosferatu. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing, man?
Really good. Really good. It's been a crazy, last 3 days launching my book and building the Indiegogo site. And I was living on 2 hours of sleep last night. You ever been so tired you're shaking?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's
and
how
you've been kicking butt on that.
Huh?
You've been kicking butt on that stuff too, man.
I've been trying, man. But I was so tired I was shaking on the couch. I've only been that tired about 3 or 4 other times. But yeah, it was something. I'm really just grateful. It went really well. Angela Curry wants to know when is the next Double Impact. Tomorrow night, right here at 7.
Great topic.
7 Pacific. We will be talking about They Live. And hopefully you have a pair of sunglasses. What are you up to today?
Oh man, I don't know. I just got off of the CG. Oh, nice, dude. I just got off of the CG Cruise stream over on Eric Weathers' channel. I was on there. It was my first time being on that show. I was on there with Michael Bancroft. And,
their A-Team show?
Yeah, their A-Team show. So fun. Have you been on it?
Funny. I've never been on it, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Super great guys. Just total credit to CG. And then, it's been a crazy couple of days, man. It was great meeting your crew on the launch stream, man.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
Gary Martin is an incredibly nice-looking person who was incredibly cruel to his friends, apparently.
I'm going to tell the story for anyone here that didn't see the stream yesterday. When we launched my book, Gary Martin, mild-mannered, in his early 60s, comic book legend, been inking forever. And he's friends with Aaron Lopresti of The Wraith of God that I'm coloring actually for Aaron. And they've known each other for decades, these two. They were old friends. And back in the early 90s, Marvel contracted Image Comics to do a series called Heroes Reborn because Image was so hot and Marvel was ready for bankruptcy. So Rob Liefeld's studio did Avengers and Captain America, and a young Aaron Lopresti was doing smaller books at like DC. I think he just finished a Sludge miniseries. So Gary Martin, his alleged friend, called him, and this is in the days of answer machines, and left a message on his answer machine saying he was the editor from Image Comics, giving Aaron Lopresti the job on Heroes Reborn Captain America. Now, you have to understand, if you weren't around in 1995 or 6, whenever this happened, this would have been hundreds of thousands of dollars, this assignment, potentially millions if the royalties went crazy or something. I don't know. It was a lot of money, more than Aaron had ever seen. So Aaron is jumping and doing cartwheels and going crazy, probably telling his wife they're going to be living on filet and champagne for the rest of their lives. And he calls up Image and doesn't berate, but he gets into it a little bit with the secretary, like, no, the editor there, he called me. He told me about this job, and I'm calling him back. And poor Aaron, the girls tell him, he's not even here today, whoever the editor was that Gary impersonated. And so Aaron's a little mystified. And then the way he tells it, Aaron calls Gary, and they're good friends, remember. He tells Gary, I got the call. He's so happy that his career is about to level up. And poor Gary has to tell Aaron that it was a prank and it was him. And he said after he explained to Aaron, Aaron's so humiliated. And he said, I got to call over there and apologize. And Gary said, I'll do that. So that was magnanimous of Gary to do. But he said afterwards, Aaron said he was just like moaning like a primal guttural, like, So never trust Gary Martin if he offers you a job. It's probably fake, probably bogus. Have you ever gotten anyone like that, Sean? Have you ever blown anyone up like that?
God. Well, I had moments where I had friends that we decided to get into this thing that we referred to as the Great Scaring War, where we attempted to scare each other. And
Right.
this is the kind of thing that would go on. And we all basically, at the end of it, we all ended up sitting at a table signing a treaty. We were like, I think we all know why we're here. Clearly,
right.
Shit's gotten out of hand. Brad is no longer with us. No, not kidding. No,
Very
but it was
very serious for middle schoolers.
Yeah, we got things. It was the Will Ferrell that escalated quickly, but I have to tell you,
Right.
That story is that when I hear a story that just goes that way, I was just looking at Aaron going, no, this didn't happen to you, Aaron. No. That was brutal.
How upsetting.
Gary cracked me up, man. What a man.
Because you're young and you're cutting your teeth and you're getting in the business. You got a young wife. You want the money for the mortgage and everything you're going to need. And you think you're the luckiest man on earth suddenly. Oh, my God. That's heartbreaking. Look at Anthony Perrone. He's going to work on his anger management skills.
That's right.
Not funny. He'd be in jail for murder.
There you go.
On him. Not good. Not good.
Oh man, goodness. That's not as bad as the one that I don't know if you ever heard about this. And I really think that I don't believe that you should euthanize teenagers. However,
I agree with you almost completely.
Almost completely. Did you hear about that kid who photoshopped the winning lottery ticket and said that his mom had won the lottery and she had quit her job and told everybody, and then he had to text her back and said, like, I read this was like I think a year or so ago. I read that and I was like,
this can't be real.
This cannot. It is real. And I was like, it's the most awful thing I think I've ever read. Like, I don't even know how you. Oh,
that's so bad. I've seen like TikToks or Instagram videos or whatever of people giving their relative like a prank lotto ticket or whatever. I even saw one once. I have the vaguest memory of people like recording the news from last night with the lottery tickets. So it's the numbers from yesterday, and then getting someone a ticket today. So it's not good. And then it's the right numbers on the pick 6 or whatever. I don't gamble. It's funny because Las Vegas is like my favorite city to visit, but I don't gamble. But
the food's good though, man.
Goodness, that would be mean.
It is mean, and it's like, I think of Vegas as a boxing capital and all you can eat buffets. These are the two things I've heard rumors of.
Oh, that's right. You've never been to Las Vegas. It is.
I've only landed there.
You've landed there. Okay, at McCarran International, which they just renamed to like Harry Reid International or something. They just renamed it, I think. But it's a great airport, easy to get to the
Yeah.
casinos. I love that town. It's only like 4.5 hours from my house. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Vegas, baby.
Yeah. I think I might be going to the Covington Masvidal fight in Vegas.
Whoa. No, oh, yeah, that's going to be something.
Yeah.
How do you think he's going to do after that KO, man? That KO, I felt that.
Yeah, when Masvidal got blown. Who got him? Who was that? Was like
It was,
last year.
Jeez. I'm going to blank now.
And that was like a 15-second fight or something like that.
Yeah, and it was on the same card as Rose Namajunas, and I remember watching that fight, which was a stunning upset victory.
Yeah, she kicked Zhang into orbit.
Yeah, right. So, like,
yeah.
Oh gosh, I got to find that out.
Yeah, and it's funny because Masvidal's involved in the 2 shortest fights. Oh, he says Usman.
Usman did. That's right, of course.
Right. Well, he's pound for pound the best guy in the entire division or the league. They say.
Yeah.
So, that he's involved in the 2 shortest fights. I think the Usman fight, and then when he got Ben Askren with the knee to the head and knocked. Did you ever see that fight, Ben Askren with Masvidal?
Yeah, and I got to tell you,
it was literally like a 4-second fight because Askren dived for the double leg takedown.
I know.
And Masvidal jumped and put a knee right in his head.
No striking game. You know, it was, that's one of those things that I definitely don't want to ever be professionally kneed in the face.
No.
But ever since Michael Venom Page landed that knee that caved in, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Caved in that gentleman's skull, and I saw that X-ray. I was like, going, they might need to take a look at that, man. But yeah. I think he's got great skill. I mean, it's just those knees to the head, man. But when you don't have a really great striking game and you're always going to go for the takedown on people who do, they know what you're going to do.
Yeah, my new favorite guy is Bam Bam Tuivasa, the guy that drinks out of the shoe after he wins. That's my new favorite.
That's right. Is he Australian?
The Maori heavyweight. He just beat up Derek Lewis.
Oh, there you go. I thought he was from somewhere like that.
He elbowed him right in the head against a cage, and it was like a Three Stooges. When the camera angle showed Derek Lewis from the front, he literally went like big, giant cross eyes. It was so funny, and he fell face first to the camera.
Cyborg Santos from leg kick 1 for the win on Michael Venom Pages. And he did a spinning elbow, right? Wasn't that the one?
Was it Tuivasa?
Yeah, when he took the guy out.
What this fight? I think it was 2 fights ago or something.
2 fights ago, gotcha.
I don't know. I've been watching so much of it lately. So, and Islam Makhachev, if that's how you pronounce it, he's insane right now in that lightweight division, I think.
Yeah.
And I think Darush is ducking him. Darush got sick this week or whatever, and now he's fighting John Green, who just fought on the last card I watched 2 weeks ago.
There's
there's
skill in that game
right now. So good right now. It's so good right now, the UFC. It's insane.
The best UFC fight I saw, I think, in a long time was Dana White taking out Oscar De La Hoya verbally. I was like, when he was talking about, look at your business.
Right.
You know, and he started attacking people going, look at your business model. It's, you know, like how many of your guys make a good living versus our guys? How many, you know, what money are we talking about? I mean, it was, that was good stuff.
Yeah, man. People didn't know they were tuning in for late night sports talk with Shane.
No, we gotta.
What's your sports radio name? Are you like the Beaver or the Chainsaw, or what do we call it?
I don't know what my sports radio name would be. That's a good question.
The Beaver and the Nugget, or
exactly.
Just something terrible like that.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Man. It's gotta be. Right. The Puerto Rican. That'd be a good one.
Right.
That one Rican,
I love that. Goodness. Man. How is Nosfero going? How's
going well, man? Just working away. Right now. I'm working on the piece for Narwhal, the Nosferatu piece.
Oh, I'm doing one for him too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
I want to see that. Listen, Kelsey dropped an amazing sketch on the launch stream. Kelsey Shannon did too, and I know you know him as well.
Oh.
Beautiful. I mean, it was like it was an ink sketch, and it had this gorgeous Frazetta quality to it, man. Kelsey Shannon can be a beast, man. Just knocks it out.
He's one of those guys that is just amazing at everything he tries. Okay, so I'm going to try and transition over to the drawing desk too.
Yeah, absolutely,
man. If I can, I have an iPad over there. See if I can read chat and all this. We'll see how this goes. So chat, bear with me as I set myself up over there for just a second.
Let me see here, and I'm going to tweet this out while we're here.
Let's see. All right, heading over here. I'll have to move the microphone too. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. All right, I'll turn off these lights. So yeah, this is the first time me. Oh, well, I guess I did a drawing stream like a month and a half ago, but I'm gonna try and scoot over there and change the camera and move my mic too. So camera, let's move it to the 4K USB that's hanging over my drawing desk. That'll adjust to the light in just a minute. Then I'll move this microphone across my desk so it's close, and hopefully this will work. I'm gonna show you the technique that David Williams showed me, and it's not that sophisticated, but it's a light box. But he told me to use it all the time. And when he told me that, it was like, it just changed everything for me when it comes to drawing. So I'm going to try that. So I'm scooting over. Okay, I'm over here. How you doing, Champ? Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Doing great.
Okay. How am I looking up here? Can they see
Looks
me?
great, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I got this light box here, threw it up on my desk, and I'm looking at myself on YouTube to see. Okay, so I can't see myself. Who am I going to? I guess I'll just draw that Justice character because I love him.
Why don't you make me a little bit smaller and then you can enlarge me later, but I want to make sure we can see yours because
okay, I wonder how I do that.
There should be an option for where it just shows one big screen, then two off to the side, but what it'll do is it'll make let me see here, not that one.
Oh,
there
that
you go. And then we just gotta figure out how to
Where'd
put
you
me.
go?
Let's
Hold
see.
on.
Might be another one. Let me see here.
Oh, there.
We got it. Right
okay.
on.
Okay. All right then. Let's see. Russell Hall says, wait, what are we talking about? Russell Hall, I'm trying to do some drawing on stream for you for the first time. So I got an elaborate camera set up and computers and iPads and lots of modern technology. Oh, okay. So I can see the chat right here and all that. That's cool. That works. Okay. So basically what Dave told me, it's just, you know, when you're drawing, you're trying to get proportion and balance correct. And what can happen is because of your handedness and all that, you can make your ovals and stuff sweeping in a direction and they look correct to you, but they're not correct when you flip it or put a mirror next to it. Sean, I mean, you taught at RISD. What was your method for working on this sort of thing? Was it mirrors or flipping, or how did you handle this sort of thing?
I used to use what are those called? An Artograph DB400 with the opaque projector.
You had the
which
400, huh?
Yeah, and I will tell you this. I love this technique that you were talking about. I think it sounds fantastic because the biggest thing I always found you run into with transfers is it can make things stiff, and this strikes me as a great way to avoid that while maintaining the integrity of the layout. I think it's amazing, man.
Yeah, he told me that he doesn't do small thumbnails because he says you get a ton of energy when you do a small thumbnail, and then when you blow it up, inevitably you put more detail and then you stiffen it. And the way you get that swinging Jack Kirby energy, and I'm not claiming to be Jack Kirby, but the way you get that energy where the image is just flying around the page is the abstraction, right, Sean? It's just the simple shapes. If those read correctly to the brain, then you're successful. If you destroy an image with just too many details, that's what breaks it. You know what I mean? That'll
Absolutely.
break up. Yeah. So I'm just focusing on the biggest possible shapes here. So right in there, I've laid that out, right? I've just got this basic head, jawbone, cranium, and I've got the collar that Justice wears in our book. And you can see Justice at the bottom of the page there. See the little overlay, those little color 3 characters there? Justice is that little, for anyone watching that doesn't know, he's that little cop, sort of cop uniform, special agent uniform, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, front and center, or in the center, I should say. Yeah. And my absolute favorite character, if you guys have, I'm assuming most of you have gone and backed the book. If you haven't yet backed the book, I highly recommend it. I have to tell you, Justice has been an immediate favorite for me as, you know, an artist and as someone who loves great design. It's instantly iconic. I never thought in my lifetime I would see a character that could operate in that zone that I think of the Punisher operating in terms of logo on the chest, that could do something new with it. And I think this character has the best logo on the chest, you know, action character I've seen in a long time. Wow. Brilliant design.
I will pass that along to Mr. David, but I agree with you. I saw it and I fell in love. And I didn't notice those scales on his chest, the scales of Justice. Those are eyes and a nose, like a skull.
That's why it's genius,
man. Pointed that out to me. Leg Kick 1 asks, are Truth, Justice, and American Way a team? Or are they 3 separate characters with 3 separate stories in the same city? That's a very interesting question. You know, they started off as solo heroes, but when disaster struck, they banded together to defend New Delphia City and America and the world from absolute destruction. Since that day, they've been known as the Honor Guardians of America. So that is their team name, the Honor Guardians of America. It's not the name of the book, obviously, but yeah, they are a team currently. In the past, they were solo heroes. So here's the trick now, right? So this is your basic light table. Let me see. Now I turn on the light here and give it a flip, right? And now I can start to see what's screwed up here and what's crooked and what isn't balancing correctly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace my drawing, and while I'm tracing it, I'm going to fix things. You see, so I see some stuff here in the collar that I don't like. It's a little unbalanced. And you always want to draw through. You know, if this oval collar goes around his neck, I'm going to draw right through his head when I draw it. I'm not going to touch the back of his neck and touch his face and stop. I'm going to draw right through it. That doesn't matter. And yeah, Dave was showing me his Bass Reeves pages, Sean. He draws on both sides of the board.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll ink it from there on another board. You know what I mean? So I've used that I've been using that technique too, inking on another board. So I like how this is balanced so far. But yeah, so when you flip stuff like this, it's really going to help you make sure you're measuring the different things. Oh, you know what? I don't like this collar, and I just realized I have a mistake. The way he wears his collar, it comes up over his chin. We don't ever see the bottom of his chin, and I drew that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mistake.
Nice. Let me just go through this chat here, and you just keep drawing. I'm just going to read these out here.
Thank you.
Just so I can say hey to everybody. It's good to see you, Cranberry Langers. I know we've already said hello, but it's always worth it. Gosh, I'm going to see if I can pronounce that right. Is it Noijatat? Is that right? Or correct me. We've got Keely Chow. We've got Leg Kick Wong. As always, hail to all of you guys. We've got NTM Comics here. Hail Noah. How are you doing? Jeremy Burtz, who follows up with a hail Noah. Very quick on that. Statistical Zero. Angela Curry again here, I think. Let's see who else we've got. Anthony Perrone. Is that right? Or Perrone? Is that right?
It's Perrone. I found that out last week.
Perrone.
No E at the end. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's see. We got Leg Kick 1 again. It's good to see you, Fear Lantern. Joe Wapner. Good to see you. Peter, Orchid Studios. Good to see you, Statistical Zero. Let's see what else. Russell Hall. Hail to you, my friend. Let's see what else we've got here. And probably welcome to you as well. Thanks for welcoming me. Micra, it's good to see you in Ahoy. And let's see who else. If I missed anybody, Jiminy Cricket, it's good to see you. I like seeing twins. It's like seeing twins. There you go. Shelf needs some flip shades. You're absolutely right on that, Improv. I appreciate it. Crazy Mad, Black Rose Comics Cerebrum launched tonight. If you could get some eyes on that, absolutely, guys. I was just watching Michael Bancroft talk about Black Rose Comics.
What is that?
And it's Cerebrum is a book that just launched tonight from B Rose. I'm sure you've seen him in your chat from time to time.
Sure.
And yeah, just a really amazing guy and does all this really cool stuff on his channel, and a regular in my chat. He goes out there dumpster diving, making things happen, and we love to see it. My brother from another mother, Lord Crackhead 33. It is great to see you, JS. Thumbs up to you, my friend, and great to see you. Everybody hit that like button. Let's see here. Let's see if I've missed anybody. Jared Weaver, it's good to see you. Yeah, Gabe is the man. And yes, he says, congratulations on a successful launch. That's Jared.
Yeah, hold on. My son is here. He has a question. Yes, I'm streaming. What's up? Oh, hey, how'd it go out there? Good. Okay, raining still or not? No, I stopped like 2 hours ago. Okay, no, I'm just sitting here with my buddy Sean.
All right, just hanging out, Tron. Tell him I said hello.
I'll tell him. He disappeared back into the kitchen probably to eat or something.
There you have it. We've got Well-Read Comics saying, hey, Gabe, and we say hello back to you. Hey. Good shows and nice buffets is our thing for Las Vegas. And let's see here. Everybody saying, 6 ways to someday, says Usman. Thank you for giving us that. Lord Crackhead 33 backing us up with Usman there. There's love from Angela Curry to Masvidal. We've got, that hurt to watch, says Angela Curry.
Yeah,
I think it's for that knee. Yeah. That
you see the Chris Weidman injury last year where he shattered his shin?
Man.
He kicked that guy and his leg folded around it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, man. I got to tell you,
that was something.
Yeah, you see that stuff and you just think the leg stuff gets me. Hello, SDA in the chat. Hello, good to see you, my friend. And I think we're about caught up. We've got Blue Mage with Soul Edge. Yo, I heard you was drawing. Are you eating tacos? Is the question.
I had a New York strip for dinner. So now that I've, I sketched it on this side, right? Then I flipped it this way and noticed my mistakes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it back to the original side and erase my original drawing, right? So this is cheap typing paper. It's comic book size. This is a Sakura Sumo eraser. This is an amazing polymer. It won't tear up your Bristol board when you're drawing on it. When I'm at San Diego Comic-Con, the Sakura representatives go around and give all kinds of free samples. So I recommend the Sumo Grip Eraser. It's some weird like micro polymer that it'll dig in there and get the graphite without tearing up your paper. So it's pretty amazing. So do you have favorite products, Sean, or you just use whatever you can find in front of you?
Oh, I definitely have some favorites. I use Pelican Pan opaque watercolors. I use Unipen fine liners for any ink lines, and I also use Sakura Jelly Roll white pens for sometimes I want to put highlights in. Love those.
Yeah, no, I have the Sakura right here, and I also have the I got the Sakura here, but I also for the big stuff I have the Pentel Presto.
Oh, cool. How do you find it?
It's everywhere. It's at like regular.
No, I meant like do you like using it or?
Oh,
but also, yeah, that's the next question is where do I find it?
That was a weird question. Like you don't know how to buy it, huh? But I was going to oblige you. I think it's pretty good. I think the Jelly Roll is better because that Presto puts out a lot of white paint and it can cake up and stuff. You know what I mean? Oof. So, okay. So now that I erased that one, so I drew the first one, then I flipped it and drew this one and found I needed to balance some things. Now I flip it back and you can do this as many times as you can. So I spent a week doing this for hours a day when me and Dave were developing the book and the characters. I can't wait to tell you about some of the characters. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I did this for a week, just flipping and flipping and flipping. And I had like a Neo Matrix moment. You know, I've known how to draw my whole life. I've drawn, not just colored. I've drawn comics professionally. So I know that I'm good at drawing. But Dave teaching me this method, I don't know. It's like from another planet, the way I'm able to see mass now. Like, Sean, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you can. Do you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying you can see the mass? You can stretch it and pull it. And do you see it when you're drawing it, the three-dimensionality of the shapes and the forms?
It's hard to say, man. You know, it's God, you know, I'm watching, I'm sorry, I'm just like watching your method here as you're working. And but when I'm drawing, I would say it's like I see the image and I kind of feel like it's weird. Yeah. Maybe you're right. I've never thought about it. You asked a good question.
Well, I don't know. I just doing this for a few weeks now. I can really see these things spinning in my head, truly like three-dimensionally, you know, because I think the problem a lot of times when drawing suffers and stuff is because people draw like a stamp pad. They just draw the icon that they understand. You know what I mean? I think that's what like Egyptian hieroglyphics are all 90 degrees to the camera because that's a very easy way to understand how an eye looks or a hand looks, you know, just straight. But when you put it in perspective, all of a sudden that's much more difficult to handle. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you can start spinning those things in your head better, and for whatever reason, using this light box has really helped me do that. So,
no, it's a great process, man. You got a great line when you're working. Let me see. I got some questions here in the chat. Ray Storman says, "Yo, Shanth, what books would you recommend for someone who wants to get into oil painting?" I would tell you this, honestly, for oil painting, and I don't exactly have the best recommendation for that. I think Anna's channel I would definitely watch and you were on there today, right?
Oh my God, what a delight. We went on for 2 hours like old friends.
Yeah, Anna's a great painter. Cool. So I would say Anna, that Star Wars Girls art channel would be an amazing channel to start with. There's some great books out there. I'll have to think on recommendations. Oh gosh, where's that book I have? There's an oil painting fantasy book, and I'm blanking on the dude's name.
I never learned to oil paint, so I can't speak on it.
And nor I. I've painted in it, but I do more gouache watercolor stuff. But I think it is Patrick is it Patrick J. Jones? Is that his stuff? He's got a great book.
The illustrator Catherine, the guy that went by Catherine Jeffrey Jones or whatever.
No, not that. But that.
That was more Jeffrey Catherine Jones. He was
Jeffrey Catherine Jones. That's another heartbreaker of artist to look at because you just go, oh, how am I going to do that? It's Patrick. I think it's Patrick J. Jones. But let me just check. Because
I think it's Patrick Starr from Bikini Bottom.
Yes, exactly. Patrick Starr. Yeah, this person's got a bunch of really cool videos. on oil painting. I'm gonna see if I'm just gonna put their name. If I see where's the chat. There we go. Got another window here. This person would be great for you to look at. And then let me see what else we've got here in StreamYard. Like, do you have any plans for a comic after Nosfero, Shanth? And if so, what genre? I have an idea for a sequel to Nosfero, and that sequel, if I do it, we'll see Nosfero going to Egypt, and that's going to involve Frankenstein and a mummy.
Oh my gosh, I saw that Frankenstein you had the other day. Looks fantastic.
Oh man, it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. Let me see here. Hello, Leg Kick is saying hello to John. John, hello to you, my friend.
Oh my gosh. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, John says, caught up in honor of the Waffle Lodge. I'm stuffing my face. That's right. I took the Waffle Lodge on the road this evening over to Gabe's channel. He was gracious enough to have me over here.
Oh, and please, Shanth, you're a mod here. If you want to drop your link into your channel, I need people to subscribe to Shanth because he does not have 1,000 people yet, so he can't get monetized.
Oh, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys. I mean, you guys have been crushing it lately, and I appreciate you guys coming on there. But let me see if I can do this. Oh yeah, here it is.
If you just copy the link to your channel and then drop it in the chat.
Oh, you know me. I move at the speed of stop, Gabe. There you go, guys. There's the link right there in the chat. Right. And any subs would be appreciated as we keep doing what we do in this CG world. Yeah, you've got a great animation kind of line to you when you draw.
You know, I talk about bravery a lot in art and illustration, and I grew up like loving Image Comics, and I wanted to be them. And I think there's an insecurity that you have when you're a young artist. You're like, I have to draw like so and so, and that way I'll win approval. Do you know what I'm talking about? And you're not comfortable with yourself. You're just kind of like, well, Jim Lee rendered it this way, or Mark Silvestri did this, and they're geniuses. Those guys, they're amazing. But it's like you just have to be you. You know, it's like the after school special here. You just have to realize you might like what you like, but find what like your voice as an artist. And I think the way you do that is copying all your heroes. And eventually you're going to take what you like and then throw away things you don't like. And eventually you'll just find who you are. But one problem I always had was drawing for expectation. I would draw with a thought in my head that it needs to look like such and such artist, or everything has to be perfect, or there can't be any smudges or whatever. And it was really uptight art. And I don't know where that fear was coming from. As soon as I quit giving a crap about so here's what I'm gonna do for the inks. As soon as I quit giving a crap about smudges or dirtiness or looking like my favorite artist or any baloney like that, I'm trying to clean up my language, by the way, Shanth. So I'm gonna start saying stuff like baloney and hosh posh and fiddlestick.
I'm gonna work on it myself. I'm not doing so hot.
I'm gonna stop cussing and you're gonna start cussing.
Oh, I went off on I felt bad on Eric Weathers' channel because they were talking about that video where someone had left a message in Michael Bancroft's chat that was just, you know, all the usual CG attack, you know, nonsense, I'll say. And there's one thing that really bothers me. The first time it really bothered me was with some of the stuff that was getting thrown at Ethan a couple of years ago. I mean, it still will, but it just really bothered me. And Michael's one of my favorite people in all of CG. And I was like, really, because, you know, I launched my book on his stream. He's one of the first guys that I kind of like really got to know. Right. And seeing that just bothered me. I felt that was my first time on Eric Weathers' channel. And I was like, and you know, Vaughn was there just being, you know, great. They're just such great guys. And I just went off. But I have to say this, let's see here. Someone had asked in the chat, what do you both think about Wizards of the Coast? So I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are on Wizards of the Coast, Gabe.
What's going on with Wizards of the Coast? I don't know the context of the question.
I'm wondering if it's just in general about their art, Cranberry Langers, or do you mean in terms of, you know, what's happening with Wizards of the Coast in terms
something happening? I'll say this. I used to know two of the editors for Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine, and I love Dungeons and Dragons. I do not play it. I never really have. But fantasy art is one of my absolute favorite things in the world. Fantasy art, concept art, just all of that. I love illustrators. You know what I mean? And some of the best illustrators in the world, they don't get famous and they don't do comics. What they end up doing is a lot of concept art. and like spot illustrations for like magazines like Dungeon Magazine or Dragon
Yeah.
Magazine. And I tried for this is the year 2000. It was what were their names? I don't know. They had a little art collective out of Seattle called Super Unicorn, and they were the art directors for Dungeon and Dragon Magazine. And I tried to get a job there so long when I was in college. I would send them sample after sample of garbage fantasy illustrations. So what do I think of Wizards of the Coast? I love that stuff. I love Magic the Gathering cards. Again, I don't like playing these games, but I love all that kind of art so much. Warhammer, the tabletop miniatures, Warhammer. I've told you this, Sean. I think I used to collect those, but never play. I would just I got to turn the light off.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, if the question is concerning Wizards of the Coast, as you clarified in there, is about the artwork. I mean, the artwork in Wizards of the Coast is, I think, really beautiful. A lot of the stuff I saw in there was fantastic. I'm the same way as Gabe is about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm the same way about Warhammer 40K. I actually could never paint Warhammer 40K miniatures. I had a good buddy, a guy by the name of Zachary Hartford Cullis. That's a little bit of my Asperger's tendency to remember a lot of names for most of my childhood. And Zach was a brilliant artist at painting Warhammer miniatures, and he still does, if I'm not mistaken. And so I just used to admire it and always ask him to paint stuff for me. And he was just great. And now what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to pick up these Warhammer miniatures, or I should say Warhammer figures that they're selling on Big Bad Toy Store now that are smaller and they're already painted. So they're not the large Bandai, but the McFarlane ones. But yeah, role-playing games and their artwork is absolutely the coolest stuff. The stuff we all grew up on.
Very cool stuff. Sorry, I had to jump over. My camera just turned off for no reason. I had to go reset it.
Oh, man, no worries, man.
But yeah, I agree with you completely. I think role-playing art is some of the best around. You know, I adore that kind of stuff. And I never got published in Dragon or Dungeon Magazine, but I tried. Damn it, I tried.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I got a piece published in Wizards of the Coast when I was, I think, 14 or 15.
Really?
Or not Wizards of the Coast. Sorry, Wizard Magazine. God, I can't believe I got those confused.
Oh wow.
And it's so funny to think about, like, now, like, I was this kid in Chattanooga, Tennessee, you know, sending my artwork by mail. That's how you had to do it. You had to just give away your original, which is great because, I mean, it wasn't that great anyway. Right. And to get into that was like every time something like that would happen, I would just go, you know, up until my first pro job, I think, for an indie, which was when I was 17. It was like every step of the way, man, that love of comics has just never died. I just love it so much, man.
Yeah, I think my first professional illustration was in the, where was it? I think in my college newspaper, the UNC Mirror. I did a comic strip for a couple years called Higher Education. And
nice.
Yeah, I won many, many awards for it. I won first place from Columbia University 2004. So I always joke when my wife says, "That's not funny." I tell her I have documentation I'm funny, actually. So
there you go.
I would take that back if I were you. So let me look at the chat. I've been ignoring them working on this, and then I'll get to inking this thing. So I'm going to walk over to the other computer and look at the chat. So let's see. I have a 4 and a 6-year-old that enjoy watching the recordings of the drawing stream. So thanks for watching the language, Jefferson Roswell. Yeah, I'm trying to. You know, one thing I'm talking about, let me take a drink here, man. I've been talking so much on streams. Hold on. One thing I've been talking about fighting the woke crazies is I want to be uplifting and inspirational and all this stuff. And I think I lose credibility if every other word's the F word. So I don't, yeah. So I'm trying. I don't look down on people for swearing. I get it, but I'm trying. And I want to bring, you know, a lot of joy and happiness and inspiration to youngsters for sure. I want to influence them with my book, Truth, Justice, and American Way. Wendy, if you haven't backed it, please do. You know, I gave up my career at DC Comics to fight in the culture war because I did not want to help them make woke garbage that will destroy our American culture. No way. I didn't want to help them do that. So I hope I can count on you guys. If you can back it, please do. It's quality, amazing action, and adventure. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. And if you can't back it, you can't afford it, I get it, man. Money's tight. A gallon of gas out here in San Diego is like $60. My son just told me today, San Diego is now the most expensive city in America to live in, more than San Francisco.
Ooh.
My gas and electric bill was $575 last month.
My gosh.
We have 63-degree winters here.
That's nuts.
The mayor, we got a new crazy mayor, and he did something with the gas companies, and everybody's rates are up like doubled almost. My gas and electric bill has been $250 for like 7 years. And all of a sudden it's 500 or something. So I need you guys to buy as many books as you can. Just kidding. But no, I love it here, and I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave San Diego. It is America's finest city, and it's absolutely a delight to live here. And anyone in the chat that supported my book and bought already, I love you, and I thank you so much. You know, it's really humbling to see what's happened. And you guys haven't seen anything left. The marketing I have coming for this now in the next few weeks is going to be amazing. I'm going to be on at least 2 different channels, and I got an email from the TV producer on a 3rd one. And these are in national channels, like big-time news channels. And I got some other stuff rolling out. You'll see it's going to be really fun. So let me someone has a question here. Blue Mage with Soul Edge. I'm not too familiar with you. Could you give me a sales pitch about truth, justice, and American way? Like, are they mutants or suffered accidents or not human? Well, let me go right to that page right here, the Indiegogo page. And I will read the little blurb I have. Because Dave, the penciler for this, he is committed to not spoiling anything. So I'm taking his lead on that. But here's the little color blurb that I have there. It says, we proudly present to you the bombastic, action-packed adventures you've been waiting for. Truth, Justice, and American Way are the world's most beloved superhero team, the Honor Guardians of America. Their world is shattered when disaster strikes. They're left with little hope and even less resource. In order to set things right, the Honor Guardians will have to find the strength and resolve to overcome grief, despair in a world that now hates them. And I'll show you some art real quick, too, since you asked. Let me fill that up there. And if you have any other questions, just let me know. But share screen. I'm going to share this for a minute, Shantha, and then I'll get back to drawing with you, buddy.
All right, man.
But I appreciate you being here. So,
dude, just go with it.
Okay. So Truth, Justice, and American Way. We're at 22,100. Very happy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so here's a cover with Justice. That's the character I was over on my drawing board working on. I absolutely love this guy. If you love RoboCop and Judge Dredd and Charles Bronson killing half of New York City, this is the guy for you. He is the former military, former special forces, CIA, FBI. What is he? What is this mysterious masked man? And why is he committed to justice at almost any cost? We'll find out. And then we have Truth. She's a former Olympian who, as she got older, she realized she had superpowers, super athletic powers, and it was an unfair advantage. So she walked away from that fame and all that career she had as an athlete and dedicated herself to fighting for people and the truth. But she also has a psychic power where she can force the truth out of people. It's very, very fun, very interesting. And then we also have Joseph Ellis. He's American Way. He comes from a long line of Ohio, Pennsylvania, like blue-collar workers, father, grandfather. They all working at the steel mill. And he worked there too. He's a high school football star. He's that fun, affable guy that everybody loves. He always has a smile and a kind word for everyone. He's just that really good guy. He fell into a vat of supercharged American steel, and he's now permanently made of steel. So what most people would take as a curse and a ruined life, he's taken that tragedy and turned it into something where he can give back to the world and fight for his family and his culture and his country that has given him so much. So those are the 3 main characters. Here's a page from the book right here. I'm in love with this so much. I love the way that Justice looks rappelling down this building here. And then the off-screen threat, when you see it, I'm gonna be posting more pages on here sooner or later. But I wanted to slow roll things out. I thought that'd be a fun way to tantalize people, kind of get them hungry for it. So, and who are these people? Friend, foe? I don't know. They look kind of gnarly. The light not a good sign. But I'm not going to say anything about them just yet, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, let's see. Punk Karma Geek says, are you planning to be on the San Diego Comic Fest in April? I don't know about that. I haven't heard of that, but I'll check it out, I guess. I love going to cons and all that fun stuff. So, and then the person that originally asked the question, Blue Mage with Soul Edge, LOL, Supercharged American Steel. I like that. I love it too. You know why? Because I don't know what it means. It's just comic book science. So... Oh, this is fun here. Like heck one. High school football star Polk High. Is it Al Bundy? No, I said his name was Joseph Ellis. But yeah, maybe he's gonna work at a shoe store. Who knows? So that's a late 80s reference. But yeah, these are I'm sorry, I need another drink. I was on stream 10 hours yesterday talking. So bear with me here. Big drink there. I think the thing that Dave, my partner on this, David Williams, the great comic book artist, animator, he worked on Ben 10, he worked on all that stuff. What he convinced me of was, instead of getting mad about the woke and the crazy feminists and all the stuff and being divisive and getting into lame Twitter battles and all this stuff, he said, the way we win is talking about what we love and making some of it and showing it to everyone. You know what I mean? And show them why it's precious. Show them why it's important, why it should be fought for, and should it be preserved. If we just focus on fighting SJWs and all that and calling them names and yelling at them all day, we're going to drive ourselves crazy and we're going to make things worse just by fighting. And, I'm mad at the SJWs. I'm mad at what they're doing in the woke and the cancel culture. But I think Dave is right. I think the cooler heads prevailing is very important. So I think that's what's so great about you guys, you fans here. You give us the opportunity to make this stuff. You know what I mean? So we can. I don't want to defeat the woke. What I want to do is convert them. I want to show them this stuff so they'll quit it. So they'll quit it with the diversity, whatever, and the cancel culture and all the crazy stuff they're doing. They'll quit it and join us. And then the world can be more harmonious and successful. And we can all get on with our lives instead of just worrying about, oh, did I say the wrong word 17 years ago in a tweet? You know what I mean? So I would like to convert them over to our side. So how do you feel about that, Sean?
I think it's a really simple thing. And granted, okay, listen, when I was on Eric Weathers' stream earlier tonight, I failed on both the not swearing and the not getting annoyed. So I'll take a calmer approach. Apologies to Eric for my little mini rant there. But that stuff does get me upset. And it comes down to this. What we believe here in CG is a very simple premise. And it's something that we've talked about, Martin Luther King. So many people have talked about it, which is racism and prejudice and all of these things are not a natural state for people to be in. It's something that really has to be learned. And if you just have enough faith in humanity that people can appreciate each other's skills, that we can do that freely in this country, then you're going to see people have actual diversity that comes from what you're already seeing in CG. Skill, game recognizing game, skill recognizing skill, and people who just like to talk about ideas and not reduce each other. And so I really do think that the beliefs behind this ideology exist at a core that people can't naturally get along, so they have to be forced. And my life's experience has been, on the playground, we got along just fine unless our brains were poisoned.
Right.
And that's just how we see it here in CG. Do you like comics? Do you not want to talk politics? Do you hate cancel culture?
Right.
It's just about, doing things as opposed to talking things. And that's basically it.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. I don't want to fight SJWs all day. It's exhausting, and you feel ugly when you're ugly. Like, let's say you cuss someone out or you totally burn them on Twitter, right? You just nuke them. You're going to feel ugly later thinking about it. That is a human being. Even if they're wrong, even if they're being wicked or whatever, they're still a human being, and you're still just hurting their feelings, even if they're wrong. And I don't want to be ugly like that. I'm not a wimp. I'm not a coward. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I mean, look at me. I took on DC Comics and Warner Brothers and told them to kick rocks, that I wasn't going to make their garbage anymore. But I think fighting all day, you will become what you focus on. You know what I mean? And if you focus on ugliness and just your rage, no. You're going to hurt yourself, and then you're not going to be useful to the people around you if you ruin yourself like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd agree. I'm not afraid of fighting either. And just look at Gabe. If you mess with me, I'm going to tell Gabe to beat you up. So think about that next time. No, but it's, what's so funny is that the only thing that I think people, for me personally, I need to make clear in general is that we know what this stuff is. When people come at us with these arguments, and it's all like these kind of canned arguments and this kind of canned philosophy, we're going to let you know. We are not in the business of, of resentment, of, feeling as though having an opinion on somebody's success or having an opinion on somebody's work is absolutely fine. There's a thing called taste. But if you want to control what somebody makes when they're the one taking all the risks, which is what these people want to do,
Right.
our advice to you is go make something.
Yeah.
Go
I
do
would
it
say,
and see
yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah,
But
I think I am in love, and you were in love with it too. I know without even asking you because you were a teacher at universities for
mhm.
almost 2 decades.
Yep.
So part of what you do there is not just instruct, you encourage. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
do.
And I love I get a lot of DMs now that my book has taken off and the launch has been great. And I have people asking me, "Oh, I have a book. What should I do this and that?" And I was talking to some young men today on Facebook in the private chat. I'm putting on my really, really sexy gloves because it's late night, guys.
There you
I
go.
put on my animator's gloves so I don't smear the ink around. And I was encouraging the guy, and I was just telling the guy, you know what? This is how you're going to succeed. You're going to commit to growing your social media. You're going to commit to your art skills, and you're going to do it. And I said, and I believe in you. And I told him, I'm going to watch you soar because you are doing it. And so many people are just talking about it. And the difference between people who succeed and people who fail is just sticking to it. You know, I'm religious. I'm a Christian, so I believe it's in my life, it's God's blessing, of course, first and foremost.
hmm
But not everyone is religious, so I can't tell them that. But what I can tell them is here on earth, if you just stick with things, they have to eventually work out. You can't
hmm
work at something for years and make no progress. That's scientifically unsound. Of
hmm
course, working at it for years will get it for you. And if you can dedicate yourself to just being bad at something and not having a lot of success at first, if you can be emotionally okay with that, you're gonna make it. You know, just
Absolutely.
stick to it. Let me check on the chat real quick. Let's see. Oh, a lot of chat went by here. Sorry. Let's see. Blue Mage was Soul Edge. The SJWs have been with us since the 60s. They have ruined literally every aspect of the American entertainment. The only time to get rid of them is to leave them to their devices. Yeah, I'm telling you, Blue Mage, that this is the way. This is how we win. No more screaming at them and calling them idiots or whatever evil. Forget it. Let's make our own art and be better
Yeah.
and be undeniable. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
and if we do that, people are going to come over. They're going to buy our stuff. They're going to love it, and eventually the SJWs will too. My comic book is so good. I'll put it up against anything the mainstream has. I worked in the mainstream for over 20 years, or as an artist for over 20. I worked at DC for like 14 years. The inker on my book is 40 something years in the business, and the penciler, he's 30 something years. So combined, we have like 90 years of experience or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I did the math wrong, but we have a lot of experience. You know what I mean? An insane amount. So we can do anything that they're doing at Marvel and DC, and we can do it better because we're not serving a woke ideology. A woke ideology won't let you make art freely because you have to check and make sure, oh, did I say the right thing? Did I include enough diverse people? And all of these things, if they don't fit, they don't fit. And if they do fit, great. There's nothing wrong with diverse people. But the thing you're making with art first is entertainment. You're not thinking of checklists. You're just thinking of entertainment. You're thinking of making beauty and truth. And when you try to fit that square peg in the round hole of, well, I got to be diverse or whatever, you're not making good art. You're compromising your art so you can virtue signal. And virtue signaling is all about selfishness. It's all about getting a backpack. So I don't know.
Well, that's what that thing they got, that Michael did a response video to it. And then they were talking about that and also the attitude of these people. And that's one of the things they said. They accused, in this thing, they accused Shane Davis. I just can't get this out with a straight face. They accused Shane Davis. They said, first of all, way to virtue signal by having a character and saying that this character, female lead character, one of the female lead characters in Inglorious Rex, is ethnic, and but she doesn't look like somebody from Singapore unless you say it. Now, clearly, this person doesn't know that Shane's wife is from Singapore. One. Secondly, they don't know that Singapore isn't an ethnicity because it's 75% Chinese, but it has 4 national languages, one of which is Tamil, because there's
Right.
Indian population, there's populations from gosh all over there. So it's like saying, oh, you know, I don't know what so and so doesn't look like they're from America. You know,
Right.
it's that ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
like what's that, man? What does American look like? It looks like everything.
it makes me laugh when people accuse somebody of virtue signaling, because here's the funny thing: if for those of us who know how to have friends based on shared interest, or like fighters in the UFC based on skill,
Right.
we don't virtue signal. What we do is we show our love for talent.
Right.
And I like to be around people, when it's not about, it's about my content of my character, which is to say, I like to be around people who can hate me for who I am inside.
Right. For the
And
horrible, horrible things you've
that's
done.
right. Exactly. And I used to say that to people. I go, you see people who are so interested in there being these arbitrary unearned rules for their virtue. And for me in CG, it's like this. Our not going to use that word. Our crew, our outfit, we show our support for creators with our wallets. I just backed. Did you launch today?
I launched about 30.
Yesterday.
I don't know. I launched sometime yesterday morning.
It was yesterday morning. The days are blurring. You know how it is in CG.
Right. Right.
So I backed your book yesterday, and I
Okay.
just backed.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you're welcome. Well, I just did. I was just being obnoxious. I was waiting for you to get close to 10K so I could knock it over and then go for a walk with my wife.
Oh,
So tonight when I was on Eric Weather's stream, I was going through my Indiegogo list, and I realized I hadn't backed Battle Brick Road. I don't know how that escaped me, because
oh,
you know how when you've been backing campaigns so much, you could have sworn you backed the campaign, and then you go
absolutely. Yeah.
through your history and you realize you didn't, and you're like, why am I not getting updates on this project? So anyway, I just backed that because one of the first comics I ever did a pinup for was this comic book called Oz Squad that was also about Wizard of Oz, but it was like an action comic. It was really cool, and it was published locally here in Rhode Island. And but I back that book. I back campaigns all the time, and it's about moving that needle.
Right.
When they see it, and we want, of course, you're going to get a great product. I've got a stack of books here, including Downcast, and First Man by Andy Smith, and Narwhal's book Earthbound 1 and 2. Both of those books.
I just got those last week, and
Isn't
oh
it
my
great?
gosh, insane.
The Lucent by Michael Bancroft, all of these incredible
See, I
artists.
haven't backed that. I haven't backed that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just like you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't backed that yet.
There's so many great books. And let me tell you something. They want our fans, they want the people who support our work to not, they don't want us to exist. They don't want you guys to have options to back projects for people who are trying to entertain you, and people who don't talk down to you or don't discriminate based on your politics. No matter which side you're on,
Don't
as
care.
long as
I don't care.
you love, individual liberties and aren't trying to infringe upon the rights of somebody else, we're
Right.
like, it's your right to back and support what you want to back. And we're probably the only people who say that.
Yeah,
I wish
absolutely.
that other people said that. People say things like, don't buy my book. We don't say that here.
Right.
know?
No, I've gotten private, Twitter messages from people I work with in the mainstream, alleged friends, saying that you know how you're friends with Ethan openly now, and like I can't associate with you because I got one, and the guy really liked me, was nice to me, and he wasn't even a jerk when he told me this, but I think it's just a reality of the cancel culture of working for big Hollywood studios. You know what I mean? And we're never going to tell you that. Anyone in my chat, you're welcome. Left wing, right wing, chicken wing, I don't care. The only thing I don't like is cancel culture, but I don't think that's left wing or right wing. I think cancel culture is just narcissism, because cancel culture is so silly to me. It boils down to, how dare you think a thing I don't want you to think? Like, why the heck do you care what I'm thinking? Like, don't you have?
Can I just say this too? We got so far before you said chicken wing. And now I'm thinking about food again. I can't.
I don't know what it is with me and you. We're always bringing up
this
food.
thing, man.
I don't know. And you named your show Waffle House.
Dude,
the Waffle
listen,
Lodge.
I got to work on myself. Okay, that's all there is to it, man. And I love things here because it reminds me of what Comicsgate is. It's not a throwback. It's not about nostalgia. It's actually about a aspirational view of the future, an aspirational view that is American, is mom and apple pie and a chicken wing. Allow me to add. And the thing about it is that it's not hard work it's harder work to be miserable and looking for the problems and everything than it is, to get yourself centered and enjoy all of the great work that is out here to be appreciated and enjoyed. And we're making it for you guys with love and respect.
Oh, I think you're so right about that. The fans here are so great, and we get to make it for them and just enjoy this process with them. But one thing that really excites me is the thing I was talking about earlier: coaching people. I played a ton of football, and I coached a ton of football. I love coaching people up because my parents were divorced when I was little, so I just always felt like so abandoned and nobody cared. So I guess that's a thing in my heart where I just love to encourage people and watch them grow and succeed and become more than they ever thought they could be. And I hope someone watching this stream right now, I hope a year from now or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, I'm backing their excellent comic book. I'm not even kidding. I hope they watch us do this and become inspired. And they say, you know what? I could be like Sean. I could be like Gabe. I mean, I don't know if you can be as handsome as me.
That's not possible, guys. It's not possible. I am like the moon in the presence of the sun. Do you understand?
Right.
Just hoping for a little light to come off of Gabe onto me to give me illumination.
Right.
Because handsomeness, unfortunately, doesn't spread like a virus. One is just trapped in this state. For those of you guys who don't know what I'm working on, I'm currently working on a self-portrait.
Listen, you think it'd be easy being as handsome as I am, but it's a burden.
Well, listen, I kidnapped my wife, and after 22 years, she has Stockholm syndrome. I mean, that's how it works. That's our marriage.
Say what you want about kidnapping, but it sounds like you have a very solid foundation with her.
We have a very solid foundation. She is very happy, and one day I'll give her keys to get out. But it's
right.
Yeah, exactly. I know. See, Steve goes, Sean, you need to get some sunshine or vitamin D. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I cannot tell you how right you are. People think I'm kidding, but I'm absolutely not.
Do you get out much? Seriously, like, do you make?
I went the other day. I went for a walk with my wife down to the where we live right by Narragansett Bay, right off Narragansett Bay. So we went for a walk down to the park. But I mean, let me see if I can do this here.
Do you need me to change the camera or something? Or
yeah, I mean. Okay. Let me see if I can get this to work.
Okay,
here.
Hold on. I'll mosey over to the computer from the.
No, you don't have to worry. I got it.
What is it?
See. Setup. Switch to. Here we go. This is me now after a walk out in the sun. I mean, look at this, guys. I don't know what's going on. It's rough. It's rough in here, folks.
I'm not going to read that one, but I am going to laugh at it.
Woo!
Should we do a mask stream?
Yeah. No, it was a Cecil. It was a Cecil moment. It was my attempt at doing my best Cecil I could do.
Well, I'm enthusiastic for having guests on and all this sort of thing. And hold on a minute. I don't think you know what I'm up to here.
I'm going to guess I don't, man.
Okay, hold on. I noticed you noticed that my voice changed.
Yeah, I did.
Hold on.
I see Dan Lawless in the chat. Hail to you, brother. It's good to see you.
Coming in for the reveal.
Let's have it.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got this thing on right. Okay.
Gold Gauntlet Comics, respect to you.
Hello,
there you go.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. I can do the voice. What do you want? What do you want to ask Bane? Ask Bane a question.
Bane, which character are you most frightened of in Truth, Justice, American Way?
Hold on. Where's the microphone? I think that the hardest man to fight would be Justice. But I think American Steel would be impossible to hurt. How's my Bane? Is it all right?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I was going to say something like, I was wondering what side of Steel break. His heart or his body?
Oh, I bought that for Chuck Dixon because he came on my stream.
Yeah.
And what I told him when he came on in my Bane voice, I told him, and for those of you out there, Chuck Dixon invented Bane. So when he came on and he saw me as Bane, I said, Father, why did you abandon me at DC Comics? Jim Lee lets them do whatever the hell they want over there. They're trying to turn me into a transgender Filipino illegal immigrant. Take me with you, Father, please. So,
and have you even seen what they did to Superman? Oh, poor Bane. Yeah, I have to say this, man. That's the stuff. Think about that for a minute. Do we have the entire Bane creative team running around CG right now?
We do. We have Graham. I gotta take these gloves off. Ridiculous. We have Graham and we have Chuck. And then who would I wonder who was inking Graham? I wonder if he was inking himself. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Actually, I didn't ever think of that. That's a good one. Actually, it's true. And it's and you guys are here for the birth of a universe of independent comics. Right. There you go.
Hold on. Yeah. Bane has been astronaut. I thought Bane was gone, but he's back.
No, he's got to come back.
Blue Mage with Soul Edge ass. Bane, if you have natural super strength, then why do you continue crime? Just do pro wrestling or MMA. Oh, Blue good. Mage, crime pays better. Tell your kids, crime does pay. Oh.
This is the life, man. This is the life.
This is what we're doing instead of working in an office job.
I know. Well, so listen, it's one of the greatest, jobs you could be having is frankly being, working in Comicsgate and taking your skills out of the mainstream, and seeing so many people who've worked in the mainstream, who've been all of these places that people talk about. We've been behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah. Mirka says, I hope this is someone's first stream. This is what CG is about. Two creators and part of it. I hope it's somebody's last stream, namely Batman.
There you go, man.
Why would you shoot a man and then throw him out of a plane?
Gosh, I know people were on the fence about that. That's one of my favorite characters. I love Tom Hardy. I have to say, I think he's great, and I think I love him in Peaky Blinders.
I've never seen that show, but a lot of people say it's great.
Alfie Solomon. He plays a Jewish gangster in Britain, and he goes. It's so funny. He goes. He's always citing different aspects of scripture in it, or he'll have references, and he picks up the Torah, I think it is, and he goes. He said, I woke up on the beach and I thought, if this was hell, it looks an awful lot like Margate. And his friend goes, maybe this is what hell looks like. He goes, no, not according to this book. And he holds up the Torah. It's just brilliant, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, I need to check that show out. I've never seen it. But and for a long time I would see it on Netflix, which I no longer have. But I would see it and I thought it was it's called Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders.
I thought it was Peaky Binders for like 3 years, and I didn't know what it meant. I still don't know
that is the Trapper Keeper offshoot.
Right.
Of that.
Yeah, so I thought it was Peaky Binders, and I said, what does Peaky Blinders even mean? Does it mean like looking in someone's window, like peeking in the window?
I think it was their the slang term for the people that it's historical group that it's based off of. They were called. Someone in the chat probably knows. What am I saying? We've got If you like Peaky Blinders, watch Taboo. Tom Hardy at his best. Sean, everybody says that is some world class acting, and I just think um, he's got a lot of skill in what he does, and I think he's got a lot of presence, and I like that he doesn't mess around with the press. Those are the things I enjoy about him.
Right. Yeah, I loved Fury Road. I saw it 4 times.
Yeah, I think it's a great flick,
But
man.
my co-collaborator on this comic, Truth, Justice, American Way, he hates Fury Road.
I know a lot of people who hate Fury Road. I get some. I think, yeah, it might be for another stream, but people have tried to interpret that movie purely in terms of, let's say, the gender politics of it is how they saw it. And what was unfortunately they didn't have really time to get into because of the running time of the movie, but it was in the original script. Is that it all comes off like it's a negative assessment of what do you call it, of the male patriarchal society, blah blah, of that part of Fury Road. Right. However, where women are enslaved and forced to have babies, blah blah. When you hear what their original pitch was, that place where the earth was sour and you see these weird people walking around on stilts and everything is dead.
Yeah, that was so cool and mysterious.
Yeah, those are the males that are the exiled boys that are responsible for the many mothers' reproduction, dare I say.
Oh,
and
wow. What a job.
Yeah, and they're the exiled boys, and the fact that the land of many mothers, which is devoid of men, has turned to a desert and the ground is turned to poison. So it was actually a negative statement about the separation of the two.
Right.
Which I think is really impressive. Yeah, Road Warrior is still the best Mad Max film. You're absolutely right on that.
Man, I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I just remember I remember seeing the trailer, the 3D trailer for it when I was going to see Jaws in 3D.
Oh, wow.
And I was a little young for that probably, but
I've never seen any Jaws movies. Are they?
Yeah, there's only really one, to be honest, and that's the first one. It's great. It's a great flick. It's Steven Spielberg and John Williams at like peak, power. I mean, they're just unbelievable.
Yeah, I've never seen Jaws. I don't know. It's just something I never saw.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, I mean, I think we were talking about, I saw They Live for the first time in 2021. I saw The Thing for the first time in 2021.
Oh, I have to admit to you something.
Yeah, what's that?
I've never seen John Carpenter's Thing.
Yeah, it is. Well, you don't want to. I mean, that. Oh, you mean the movie? Yes.
I also meant the movie, yeah.
Yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing is. Here's the best way I would put it. When a movie gets too overhyped for me, I have to wait because I don't like to see a movie, and that movie kept getting overhyped to me. And finally, I said, I'll watch it with my son. That's he's a teenager now, and it's a great, kind of monster flick. And it absolutely lived up to.
Oh, it did.
The kind of, the special effects are just otherworldly, but then you've got, again, it's a Carpenter flick. So you've got Keith David in there with Kurt Russell. And I could watch those two act, the phone book out. They're just great actors.
Right. And we're going to talk about Keith David and Roddy Piper in their 8-minute battle royale in The Great They Live tomorrow on this channel 7 Pacific. I moved it to 8 and that wasn't working.
Yeah.
It was probably too late of a start. So
yeah, we're gonna be talking about They Live, and it's gonna be. We're not gonna start now because if I get started, but we'll get to it tomorrow. But guys, if you're not tuning in for our Double Impact streams, they are such a blast. We talk about all kinds of other stuff too, but the premise of it is we always start with one of these movies, and it's a great fun laundry list of interesting action adventure stories. I saw oh gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on it. Death Wish for the first time to
So good.
talk about it on that stream, and we'd both seen it recently.
Right.
So great. And How to Draw Comics by Dan Lawless. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember the thing being way above other monster movies. Yeah, Rob Bottin's special effects work in that is great. And I would also say that getting to see these movies remastered is one of the great joys of my life, because I'm seeing them in the most pristine way I can, restored, and the director looks it over. Let me see here. Joe Wapner says it's my favorite documentary. You mean The Thing,
no.
or do you mean They Live? Either way, I think you might be right.
No, you said that name Bottin. Wasn't that a guy you knew from one of the schools you taught at? And didn't he work on RoboCop? Am I remembering
No. That was those. He's way before my time. He's much older than me, but he's a contemporary of Rick Baker. But I learned about how to pronounce his name from this documentary, and then my father-in-law. These are several little stories coming together, but my father-in-law worked at the hospital in Dallas, because RoboCop was filmed in Dallas. Where they did the Murphy scene, the medical stuff when Murphy's brought into the emergency room. But yeah, Rob Bottin dropped out of the special effects in the Hollywood industry because he got so tired of being told how to do his job by people who didn't know.
That doesn't sound like Hollywood entertainment to me.
No, it doesn't at all. Yeah. He was just like, you'd get to set. And actually, Rick Baker did the same thing, which is amazing to think of these guys who are, living legends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick Baker told a story of working on The Wolfman, and they were going through the itemized budget, and they were like, why is there all this money put aside for hair? And Rick goes, you see the title of the movie? And then and the guy had a poster on the wall for it in the production office. Rick Baker gets up, walks over to the poster, and covers up the wolf part. He goes, right now, this is all you've got, is man. The hair is what makes it the Wolfman.
You just made me remember the worst werewolf movie I've ever seen.
What's that?
First date I ever went on with my wife, we went to go see the Jack Nicholson Wolf movie.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That was freaking. I gotta swear.
That's my fault, Gabe. I have something in the air.
Yeah, that was freaking terrible. That movie.
It was freaking terrible. I agree with that. Yeah,
I remember there was like these slow-mo prowling around, jumping by Nicholson. He's a great actor. Mm-hmm. He was not great in that.
It's Wolf. I have a love-hate relationship with Wolf. I have, because I'm I'm a werewolf fanatic. Love werewolf movies, and what I think they were going for is a Werewolf of London shtick. But my werewolf, my forever werewolf, and I have a figure of it on my desk. Thank you, NECA Toys, for releasing this literally this year. I just got it, which is the American Werewolf in London werewolf. That is my awesome. Werewolf. Yeah, I mean it's a human, slightly larger than human sized, on all fours. Like, it's more wolf than it is person, and I love that thing. Phil saying, just closed the arcade on my way home right now. Phil, I hope you had a great day, and hail to you, brother. Zaid Comics, OC Steve. The Benicio del Toro Wolfman was worse, Gabe, than Wolf. I'm a junkie. I love my werewolves, I will tell you. Shout Factory is a blessing for classic 80s horror films, says OC Steve again. Gold Gauntlet Comics says, I want a Gru movie. There you go.
Gru the Wanderer.
Yeah, and Anthony says, let me see, Teen Wolf 2 was terrible. Yeah, Jason Bateman, that did not go well.
I've never seen Teen Wolf 1 or 2.
Teen Wolf 1 Teen Wolf 1 is one of the best movies of all time for one reason only. And that is the dad of Michael J. Fox. And there's just this one scene reveal that has one of the greatest comedy bits you'll ever see. But my favorite were animal, which was a were cat.
Give me your top 7 were animals. No, just
top. Well, here it is right here. It's Michael Jackson as were cat in Thriller.
Oh.
That
was a cat?
It was a cat, and he put the cat eyes on it because he wanted it to be like a panther. because he had just done American Werewolf, so he wanted to mix it up.
Oh,
And Michael had, kind of like a cat-like move with his dancing to him.
sure.
So he wanted to kind of make it like like almost like a crazy, panther with the cat streaks and the whiskers that come out the side. He had all these ideas to kind of improve on what he had done.
Oh,
But man, I loved that. I loved that design by Rick Baker. It was just so great.
oh, I didn't know he was a cat in that thing, man. For those of you that are young and you don't know, that Thriller thing when it happened was just about the biggest thing ever.
Mhm.
I was in first grade and my teacher asked me if I saw the video.
Yep.
My
It was
40-year-old first grade teachers asked me, "Did you see Thriller?"
Yeah, Michael was just amazing at what he did, and I will say this: yeah, we've got some great werewolf recommendations here, Jaylee. I do like American Werewolf movie, but the Howling Werewolves are my favorite. Jaylee, listen, there is no reason for us to have this fight, my friend. We can break bread. I also have on my desk the werewolf from the Howling statue over there because listen, I'm not going to get political here. Okay, we're not going to do the Howling versus American Werewolf. We're going to squash that beef before it even gets started.
Right.
All right. So we've got the Howling Werewolf as well. We've got a second on that. Then we've also got my favorite scene was the American Werewolf in London at the bottom of the subway escalator. That's terrifying. Yes, that wide shot. OC Steve, the dad as a mid-aged werewolf was awesome. That's from Teen Wolf, and it is a classic. Yeah, Dog Soldiers werewolves were awesome. I will tell you that movie has got some of the best werewolf stuff in it, like Kick One. And then American Comics Company is saying, no, Malcolm McDowell as the Panther in whatever it is that I forgot the title of. Malcolm McDowell as the Panther in what was that?
I don't know what
movie?
that is.
I feel like it's just
The world may never know.
I know I gotta find it. The chat will probably find it. Let's see here. Let's see. Cat People 1982. There you go. Yes. That's the movie. I knew I would find it. Let's see here. Shanthan Jetty. Well, let me read this here. Leg cake. Shanthan Jetty art. No. Fact. Rick Baker created both. Yeah. Oh, yes. He created both Thriller and American Werewolf. And I think, he was just trying to do something different. He used some of the same effects, but yes, absolutely. Oh, you mean Rick created the Howling Werewolves? Yes, he did. But actually, I think Bottin ended up doing the final sculpts, though. But yeah, let me see. Raise in Underworld Transformation. Yes. Yeah. Are we talking about our one of the writers on? Let me just see. One of our writers in Two-Fisted Manly Tales. Is that who we're talking about?
Oh, Kevin Grievix?
Yes.
I work with him on Bass Reeves. He's the writer of Bass Reeves.
Do me a solid and tell him that I think he's awesome for me. So he was my favorite werewolf. I had no idea he was a writer. I actually, this may shock him, I assumed he was an actor. And that was his career. I didn't know he went to school for science, at Howard and all the stuff I learned about.
Oh, he's a brilliant guy, a great writer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fellow triple threat. And he's
a fellow big dude like me.
Yeah, he was the best werewolf in that movie. My personal opinion. Like he was because it's a very tough thing. The human form often lets you down with werewolves. It's either got to be you don't suspect them of being a werewolf when you see them.
Right.
Like in American Werewolf, or they have to be like a gentle giant, like what's his name in the 1941, Lon Chaney Jr. And I think he was actually he was like a noble werewolf, which I thought was incredibly well done. In that story, and then of course the fact that he's the creator of that, and gosh, what was the other one? I, Frankenstein. Which was I was watching him interviewed about that. Such a great dude.
No, my co-conspirator on Truth, Justice, American Way, Kevin Grievix is one of his best friends. They've known each other for years. He told me they talk on the phone like every day.
Yep.
So yeah.
And that's got to be a deep voice to talk to. And yes, by the way, How to Draw Comics by Dan Lawless, more recent. Did you guys like the Underworld movies? And yes, I did. I've got the complete series. I loved that they actually did a cat werewolf merge for those. That was Patrick Tatopoulos, I think, who did. He did Stargate. His company did Independence Day. He's done effects for everything. Justice League, all of those things. He does special effects and designs. Jay Lee, at Sean Jetty Art, Howling and American Werewolf, and yes, Underworld. His work helps me with my Werewolf on the Steins. Excellent. Yeah, Jay Lee is an author who has a series of books. Go check him out on Amazon.
I did a little work for Jay Lee on his Steins books. Let me go find that.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, let's get that happening.
I colored some covers for the Steins. You guys should check out the Steins on Amazon. Jay, put a link in the chat and I'll paste it and then the link will be live or something. But hold on, let me find the Steins.
Yeah, and was it Micro says, isn't he a genius as well, like biochemistry? Yeah, I think he studied biochemistry or something at Howard. Yeah, he exists to show you, like, he's one of those people you meet where you go, wow, well, obviously he's this giant, like, buff, handsome actor dude, so he's probably all he's got. And then you're like, he's a writer and he studied science. And then you start thinking, I need to go to the gym and read some books.
Right. You know what the key is, Sean? You know what you got to do to work out? Because too many comic book artists become disgusting fat bodies.
I'm working on it.
The job is, here's what I did to cure that. I was like just a balloon. I was out of shape. I would get tired easy. And I saw a picture of myself at the beach from 10 years. 10 years ago, my daughter took a picture of me. We were at the beach on Memorial Day. And I was disgusted, shocked, and terrified with what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I'd let it all go. So since that day, I take 2 walks a day and I lift weights. I got the full. Don't go to the gym. Do what I'm doing.
Bring the gym to you.
Have a full Olympic set in your garage office right here. See?
Mm-hmm.
Right
there you go.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yep. I'm doing the walking thing right now because a lot of my friends have been good about that. And plus, it's just nice, to go out. Things, we're still freezing cold and then warm, but we're getting there. Jay Lee says he can't post a link to his book because he's not a mod. So we gotta. There you go. There's the artwork.
I'll find the. You know what, Jay?
Yeah, we gotta get.
I'll make you a mod, Jay, because I should.
Yeah, Jay's a good dude.
That's my son. Well, I've worked for him and I know him. And we spoke on the phone and he's an all-around good guy. So hold on. Hold on, Jay. Get ready to hear an echo. Let's see. Where is Jay Lee? Jay Lee. Hold on. Huh? Come on, Gabe. Get this right. I feel like I'm trying to defuse a bomb on a TV show.
Honestly, guys, this is welcome to Boomer Town, population 2. Here we go.
Okay, Mr. Jay Lee, you are a mod now. So post yourself a little link there. And where did the Steins artwork I did for you? Where did that go? I just had that on the screen.
Yeah, you just had that up. Oh, there it is. It's right behind there. Yep.
Yeah, so these are some covers I did for Mr. Lee. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I can't remember if Jay told me that we were talking about doing something, but it's all a blur because I've been streaming so much. But yeah, man, you just let me know and we'll sort something out at some point. We'll get it done. Let me see here. Oh yeah, John's doing the countdown. 10, 9, 8.
What's the countdown? What am I
for missing? How long it takes us to do
things. hey, come on, be nice.
Don't make him come over there. Although look, we're chained to our desks right now, man. We gotta get in our in our streams and our drawing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I did that for Jay there. I did this one and I did this one. So those are illustrations by Jay, and then I colored them up.
Nice, man.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun little project. So cool, very cool. It looks like someone else backed the book during the show, so that's good.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you. Whoever that was, if it was one of y'all.
Yeah, someone did. Someone said that they had backed the book, and I was going to tell them. Let me see where they are. Throw your number, what number backer you are in the chat.
Yes.
because we love knowing, it's a cool thing we do here at CG, and it's always great to see people say, I'm backer number this, and, put a number to the backer is always great.
Look at OC Steve roasted me. Jack Barrett thinks Gabe was on the case.
That's right, exactly.
I have got a computer. I've got a Wacom. It's Wacom, not Wacom. It frustrates me. I've got an iPad. I've got internet. I've got cameras. I'm doing pretty good, OC Steve.
Yeah, so it's SD0 who says they backed, and then we've got Anthony saying he's number 69. There you go, man.
Hey, Anthony, I get the joke.
I know, we get it.
And Jay says his books are on sale for $11.08. That's 56% off. Get it now. Yeah, he's
Awesome.
told me the stories. Jay Lee has told me the outline, basically, of his stories. They're fascinating. I can tell they're well written. I have not read it myself. I will not claim that. But I was at the gas station. He was on the phone with me one day, and we spoke for like half an hour. It was a really nice conversation. And he told me all about his universe and his ideas. So I would encourage you guys to check that out. And you are a mod now, Jay, so you can put a link to that. So if you'd like, feel free.
And we've got backer number 78.
Williams is backer 78.
Hail to you, my friend.
Williams. Thank you so much. And I saw your art online. Good work. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm not going to finish that drawing on stream tonight. I think I might call it a stream soon. Sean, you going to go over to your channel and do some streaming?
Yeah, I may do some streaming. It's only 1:35 here. I mean, come on,
Yeah, it's 10:39. In the last few days, I got very little sleep.
No, I want you to get some, get some rest. You can be in bed and chill and say hey to the family for me. I want to say again, congratulations, brother. It has been awesome. Oh, you're muted. Hang on. I got no sound from. Oh, there you go. You're back.
Oh, my microphone was all the way over on my drawing table. Sorry.
There you go. But
see, it's right here. I unscrewed it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, we back. We're getting it done. Hold on. Is that me or is that, I got audio here. Let me see if I can get you back. Oh, be quiet. It's not. Did you mute yourself? Did you hit a button? Uh-oh. I can't hear you, man. Did you connect to something else? Can't hear Gabe. People are letting us know in the chat. Hang on a second, guys. We're working on it.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Got you now.
Okay. I must have unplugged this thing by accident, so I turned on just the microphone on my Mac. So, yeah.
Congratulations on passing 20K, and we're off to an amazing start on this campaign.
Yeah, I woke up it was at 18 when I woke up, so that's a pretty good day, I guess. We got over 4 today. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
So get some rest, brother. And thank you.
Yeah, I will do that. So I'm going to, let's see, Angela Curry. There's always tomorrow, Gabe. It'll get better. Today was fantastic. Tomorrow is going to be even better. But thank you guys for joining me for this impromptu stream. 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on this channel. Sean and I will discuss They Live for a little bit, and then we'll start ranting and going off in tangents about other things.
Yeah, and I'll be firing up a stream in about, give me about 10, 15 minutes over on my channel. I'll fire up a stream, and I will see you guys over there if you feel like coming by.
Oh, hey, OC Steve, just back the signed justice cover. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it. Very generous.
Hey, OC Steve.
You're going to love it. So, all right, guys, have a good night. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Take care.